Hey guys, what is up? Sleeping Night 77, aka Kyle, back here with our third returning coach interview. Here with Joedor, coach of the Seattle Seakings.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Joedor here.
So Joedor is currently 2-0 in the NPA.
Yeah.
After defeating Baby Powder last week. We're gonna get into that match in a little bit. I don't want to spoil too much going into it, but we are here with Joedor. He is the co-commissioner of the NPA, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It's funny. Poketroll and I have this kind of joke that, I don't hide the fact that I definitely put more work into it, but it's okay. He started the thing, and I just kind of took it from there. But
yeah.
we always make the joke that he's the one with he's the owner, and I'm the one that is the grunt or whatever does everything. So
he's the owner. You're the GM who does everything.
He owns the ship. I'm the captain of the ship.
Fair enough. All right. So, who are you, and what do you normally do?
So, obviously, my name is Joedor. I'm a Pokemon Twitch streamer and YouTuber. I've been doing this for I've been doing it in Pokemon since January of 2015, give or take. I think I was in Smash 3DS a little bit before that, but I primarily for the most part, I'm a battle streamer, and for the most part, I upload battle content to my YouTube channel. I do a couple Let's Plays here and there, like I'm doing a Liquid Crystal run right now.
Rage.
Rage Lock, exactly. I'm doing a Soul Link with Jerry. A couple little things like that, but the main thing I am on Twitch is a battler. I got my second capture card coming in. I'm doing on my channel right now. I'm doing double screen or double setup battles, whatever you want to call them, where I'll battle two people at once. On one on 3DS, one on Showdown, for the express purpose of like trying to get better as fast as humanly possible. Because when you've got like Tesla Mouse and A Drive and Vump and Jared and all these people, all these intimidating battlers in the league, you gotta find a way to come prepared. So that's what I do, is just practice.
Fair enough. I have seen his stream when he's doing his double battles, and he's looking back and forth and trying to pay attention to chat and forgetting Pokemon's names and whatnot.
Oh yeah, and I always get names wrong, and I always predict my opponent has a choice scarf when they don't. That is the thing. And if you guys watch the battle today, like, I predict twice that my opponent has choice scarves on Mons of his, and lo and behold, neither of them are there.
This is what happens.
The Phantom Scarf haunts me.
This is what happens when you see opponents change moves, and it's just like, is that thing banded? Is that thing scarfed? What?
Yeah. No.
Why did that do so much damage?
Yeah, it must have been. When it's the first move they do, though,
Yeah.
like, and it's like, dang, I just took a huge hit. They must be banded, or they must be specs, or, oh, how did he outspeed me? No, he just speed crept me or something. He's not scarfed.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
So, clearly, obviously answered my next question. Like, where you more pertained as a battler? Like, singles, doubles?
I love singles. I mean, in reality, I play almost every format. Like, on Showdown, I love... My favorite format of all time is random triples.
Random triples is amazing.
I hate regular triples. I'm so bad at regular triples. But you give me random triples, and I will find a way to have a Mon with Tailwind up on the first turn.
Oh yeah.
Pull insane triple switch shenanigans to get ahead of my opponent, start paralyzing them or whatever. It gets crazy, and even though it's random, I somehow have like a 75 to 80% win ratio in random triples that I don't have in regular triples. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love random triples.
I started playing random triples actually after you mentioned it, and I actually ended up on the ladder for a short while.
Ooh, see, I would be if I actually played it more. Like, I'll play free battles with it against people, but I won't ladder with it. So I never know. I'll never know how good I am. I'm probably like 1100 right now on that, just because I haven't touched it. But I totally tangent there. But I do singles battles. I do doubles battle, triples, rotation. Unwillingly do multi battles on occasion. I really don't like multi battles, but I'll put up with a partner if they can put up with me. and my favorite tier would be either OU. Well, it is OU, but I've gained a major appreciation for PU recently. Like after having done like the whole circuit of like I started with PU every week, did a tier of the week, went all the way up to OU and just experimented with every tier. And PU was definitely my favorite, which is a shame because it was the first one and then we were done. RU is pretty good in my opinion, and of course OU is just standard. I really hate UU. It makes me salty. I'm good at UU, but I hate it. I absolutely hate UU. And then NU is just meh. Like, it's okay, but the battles usually take way too long just because every mon spends half their time setting up because they can all wall each other because nobody has any good attack in that tier.
Yeah, like my two favorite tiers to play are PU and NU. Like, those are my favorite. I'm terrible at them, but they're my favorite.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. The ones you're good at are the ones you tend to hate. Like I said, I'm the one tournament because I would do tournaments. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I did tournaments for a long time, and I still kind of do on and off. But the one tournament of my own in that series of 5 tournaments, one for each tier. The only one that I made the finals in was UU. Every other one I got blown back in the second round or the third round or maybe the quarterfinals, but the UU one I made to the finals and then got wrecked by the stalliest of stally teams by your good friend Happy the Exceed.
Oh yeah, and, God.
Oh my lord, that team was stally. I hated every second of that battle.
Happy's just like, hey, stall. Hey, you want to do something? Stall. Leech Seed,
Spiky Shield. Oh my god, Chestnut can go die.
Yep, yeah. Completely agree. So moving on here, obviously last week you played Baby Powder, who I've now mentioned in my last 3 interviews.
Oh, but, wow.
Well, one of them was a bold prediction, and then Luke mentioned something with the Alliance, and then now you battled him, so he's...
Hashtag Achilles heel?
Yeah. He's showing up in all of my interviews so far, even though I have not interviewed him.
He's a very outspoken individual.
Yeah, I mean...
And he goes out of his way to go that extra mile to be very outspoken this season, so it's kind of funny, but, we kind of saw it's coming.
It's still Jared, though. Jared's a cool dude.
It's what happens when you're not allowed on the internet, man. It's like he does it.
Fair enough.
He's got gray hair, though.
Oh, yeah, he does have gray hair. So, you had a nice close match with him, a nice 1-0 victory in your favor, and a big explosion at the end.
And a big explosion in the middle. There was a big explosion in the middle of the battle. No, so if you're watching that video, like, I'm guessing the link. What am I saying? I'm a manager on the channel. I will put the link down in the description for that battle, so you guys can cut to 9 minutes in, where I start talking about the move I'm gonna do, and suddenly I just hear this boom sound out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm guessing it might have been like a transformer going out, or maybe a power line pole hitting the ground really hard. I don't know, but that was some huge ass bang, and because there was a natural gas leak in Seattle earlier that day, so there was an actual like newsworthy explosion that morning, and I was like, oh crap, it's round 2. No, but it wasn't related to whatever that was. I think it was just a blown transformer. It was just loud enough that
you never actually figured out what it was.
It didn't end up on the news or anything, so like no local news covered it, so it clearly must not have been that big. So it must have been something little, like I said, an electrical transformer. But yeah, so in regards to the battle, I feel like I played that battle pretty well, actually, for the most part, up until Kiram Black came out. So basically I started off knowing that I had to throw scarves on 2 of my heaviest hitters, which were my Gengar on the special side, and it was my Archeops, believe it or not, on the physical side. Because I knew that Archeops can come in, it can scare the shit out of whatever it's going to scare out. Pardon my language if, some people don't like language, but whatever. Scare its opponent out and then go for a U-turn, because a head smash from that guy can one-shot almost anything on Jared's team. Kiram Black completely included in that matter. Like a head smash, I think, would do, I calced it at like 140 to 160%. It was absolute madness. Granted, it does 50% recoil, so I'm only getting one of those off. in a match. But it got to the point where I just kept U-turning out, played smart around. Like I played poorly around Clefable this time, so Clefable went down really early. I probably could have saved it, probably could have preserved it, but I didn't. Played really well around Mega Manectric until Kieran B kills it, and Ferroseed and Rotom were my defensive core that basically kind of shut down Jared's offense for the most part. I think I had, I burned, I parried, I kept him on the defense despite the fact that I had walls on the field. Like there wasn't much that he could do to them. He had knockoff on his Mew, but he never used it at the right moment to take out my Eviolite, and because of that I was able to keep Ferroseed on there. It took the Kieran Black coming in, taking out the Ferroseed and taking out my Gengar after I Dazzling Gleamed it twice, and I found out that Jared ran like the bulkiest. He ran a full defense and a full special defense EV spread on that Kieran Black, like 252 defense, 252 special defense. So if I had Toxic'd it, it would have died just normally. But
yeah,
the fact that it was so defensive, my Dazzling Gleams were doing, from a Gengar. I mean, granted, it was Scarf Gengar, not Specs Gengar. I really regret that. But they were doing like 30%, 35%. So I realized, oh crap, I'm going to get this just down to I'm going to see if I can get this down to killing range. Maybe I can get a crit, get it in low range, and just go for a crunch on Archeops. But if not, I'm going to have to head smash and roll the dice on this whole game down to a 70% win chance. And that's exactly what I had to do. Now, granted, thank goodness it paid off, but it was way, way too close for comfort. And there were some very obvious things that I could have done, had I done the batch over, to not be in that situation where, it comes down to that final move. So
yeah, well, hindsight's always 20/20.
Mm-hmm.
And first off, this is a PG channel, Joe.
My bad.
It's all right. I'm pretty sure they can say that on TV now, so whatever.
Oh, they definitely say it on TV.
Oh yeah. But yeah, definitely a close battle last week against Baby Powder. Definitely one of the top contenders still, even though he is 0-2. A lot of people are looking forward to battling him, specifically not just because of his outspokenness. He is a proven battler, and it's a very big win for you, I would assume.
Yeah, I don't think Jared is out of this in any stretch of the imagination. Granted, he is in the pool of death, the gold division, so he's got, Kyle A, he's got Tesla, he's got A-Drive to worry about, but I think he'll bounce back in a big way. At the end of the day, I kind of lucked out due to over-prep. Like, I prepped somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 hours between the two days leading up to the battle, so I prepped hard for this team. I did a lot of calcs, did a lot of team analysis, did a lot of different builds in my team, did a lot of experimentation. I came ready for pretty much everything that I thought he was going to bring. Now, granted, obviously the Scarf notwithstanding, I predicted his team pretty darn well. I think the only things I got wrong on there were the Tauros and the I thought he was going to bring Hawlucha. Instead, he brought Greninja. And I knew that if I had Archeops in there, Archeops would outspeed and one-shot Greninja with U-turn, so I wasn't concerned about that.
Yeah.
But I over-prepped for him. And then Tesla, he kind of, it's just a little bit of hacks goes a long way, and Tesla's an outstanding battler. So we have not seen the end of Baby Powder here. He's got a lighter schedule coming up here in the late of the season, so be on the lookout for like a 7 or an 8 game win streak from the Dunce Barcelona. I would not be surprised at all.
Fair enough. Very kind words from a nice competitor as well. I know he's kind of calmed down too, but like you said, he does have an easier part of his schedule coming up, and he is a very good battler in his own right. He just started off with a nice pool of death, like you said, with Tesla and yourself. He probably knew that these were probably going to be two of his toughest battles starting off, but I mean, like you said, he is in a group with Person and A-Drive and Kyle A and Tesla, so if he's going to do anything now, I think it's kind of in the wild card. But
I mean that's the thing. Look at it. He's got Tesla Mouse, like the people I said. He's got Tesla Mouse, myself, Kyle A, and A-Drive all in the first 6 weeks. So yeah, he's got a pretty rough schedule, but it mellows out, maybe culminating right at the end with that match against BeastPokeBaller against Luke at the very end. But other than that, like, it really kind of mellows out a bit after that match with Dan. So if he can beat A-Drive, that's a pretty big if for anybody.
Yeah.
But if he can beat A-Drive, then he's gonna have a lot of momentum going into clean up the rest of the season. So anything is possible at this stage. We're only in week 2.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's out mathematically. There's a lot of opportunity for everybody still.
Definitely. All right, so we're gonna take a look at your team real quick. So kind of what was your strategy going into the draft?
So I knew going in that I probably, if I could have done it again, I would have prioritized a type core a little more. I did end up getting a type core, mind you. I got both a Fairy Dragon Steel core and a. Oh no, I didn't get a water. I don't think I got a water type.
You have Crawdont.
Oh yeah, I do have Crawdont. Hello, what am I saying? So yeah, I do have that. Technically, I have a.
Let's see here. The bulkiest water you can find, Crawdont.
Yeah, no. Well, no, I got him for offense, but technically, I do have a Fire, Water, Grass core and a Fairy Dragon Steel core on my team.
Yeah.
With Ferroseed being the anchor of both of those cores. So I did draft Clefable right off the bat because I knew that strong fairy types were going to make or break teams in this league. And as you can see, Jared grabbed Mega Altaria. I know Sylveon was picked in the first round. Like, you saw those big fairy threats go right away. And I was really glad that Clefable dropped. I think Blue picked right before me, and he picked Sylveon over Clefable, which, not knocking his pick, I'm just really glad that Clefable fell to me. And then I was able to go right around the very next time. And okay, now that I've got this huge, bulky fairy type, let's pair that with a really fast, zippy Volturn core, which I went and grabbed Mega Manectric, and then grabbed Crawdont for kind of a physical presence, which is funny because I haven't used him yet. I still haven't found a team. I haven't had an opponent yet where I look at the team and go, okay, I have to bring Crawdont for this team. Mostly just because type advantages just work out that way.
Yeah,
Crawdont's
not very fast either. So
well, that, and being a dark type, you are weak to so many threats. You have so many threats with that water dark typing, and the fact that he had Mega Altaria this week, and Brady had Raikou. It was not a situation where Crawdont was set up for success. Now, granted, a lot can change. I haven't really looked at KiDarknessDragon's team too much for next week, because it's pretty early for that. But there might be a time this might be the week I bring Crawdont over, say, Archeops or someone. I don't know, but grabbed Archeops for the physical, or not Archeops. Now I'm saying Archeops. grabbed Crawdont for the physical power. Went around, snagged Rotom Heat for the I wanted Caesar. And a certain team that you assistant coach for went and took that from me in round 3 or something. So I was a little salty about that.
I fail to see who you're talking about, but whatever.
So then I went and just got Rotom Heat for, a double volt, whatever. And then it worked out that I grabbed a couple of other mons to build kind of a mixed offense, mixed defense. Basically, I prioritized mons that could run offense or defense, that could run fast or bulk relatively well.
Yeah.
It's not uniform between all of them, of course, but versatility, I think, was the one trait I valued over all of them. Like, as you can see between the first and the second battle, I only ran 2 of my mons with the exact same set.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to run very different sets each week, so my opponents can't predict what I'm gonna bring. Even if they predict the mon correctly, they won't be able to predict the build correctly. And that, that'll be a win for me if I can pull that out.
Yeah, just keeping them off guard a little bit.
Exactly.
So, obviously, next week you play KiDarknessDragon, which you mentioned. Have you started to prep for him, and do you have any ideas of what you're gonna bring so far, or?
I looked at I glanced briefly at his roster. I don't really remember what it was because it was I think I glanced at it at work or something. But I'm honestly not too concerned just because I watched Key's battle against The Exception, and it's not frustrating or anything like that. It's just I there was a time at the beginning of last season where I tried to teach Ki how to predict. Basically, we were training for Krusty Mustard that week, so I was running Krusty Mustard's team, and I was helping him build so he could take on Krusty, and we got to a point where he was starting to win in the practice, but then he went up against actual Krusty and got blown back 4-0, which I was like, it's like he's one of those guys where he shiny hunts a lot, like that's what he does, and he's a great content creator, great streamer, great friend, great PokeTuber, but he lacks that battle experience, and that's where I think I'm gonna be able to play against him very well, in that I can choose if I want to be, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being heavily predict and 0 being not predict at all, just base my moves around what's there. I can just switch it up mid-battle, and he won't be able to get inside my head.
Yeah. Which
is a huge advantage to have over your opponent, if you can kind of read what they're going to do without them being able to read what you're going to do. And that was something that that's something that I was really happy that I was able to do last week, is I was able to figure out Jared's pattern relatively well. And against Brady as well, I was able to figure out, well, with Brady, he just got shut down by Clefable. Let's be honest with ourselves here. That was just Clefable being
Clefable, yeah.
Being Clefable. The S rank and OU viability, not surprised. But Jared, Baby Powder, I was able to, effectively win the mind game there. And establish. There was one point where I think it was I either didn't switch out when I was supposed to, or I switched out when I wasn't supposed to, like quote unquote, like you'd think you wouldn't, and it ended up paying off big when I had Ferroseed out there. I can't remember the exact point. Maybe I'll annotate it if I remember. But it's little things like that. Like you kind of establish dominance mentally in the battle, like where you say, "Hey, you don't know what I'm going to do. I'm in control of this battle," and I was in control of that battle up until Kyurem Black came out, in which case it was just a game of attrition where, hey, I just need to swarm this thing and take it out and not care about kill differential. Now, granted, it still came down to that 70% roll, but, I wouldn't have even been in that situation. I would have lost if I wasn't able to successfully play really well around the rest of the team.
Yeah. So, what you're saying is, Ki lacks the battle experience, but he's gonna run a choice scarf on something and completely throw you off.
No, I'm banking the opposite. I'm gonna probably team build, assuming he's not gonna have a choice scarf, and he's probably gonna actually have a choice scarf. I bet he's gonna watch this video, and he's gonna either message me saying he's gonna have a choice scarf, or message me saying he's not gonna have a choice scarf, and then he's gonna do the opposite. That's what I honestly expect.
Fair enough.
That's what I honestly expect.
Fair enough.
But no, I think, if I remember from his draft, I was paying more attention to my first two threats, Brady and Jared. But
yeah,
I think I've got a team that can match up against his fairly well. So I'm not incredibly nervous. Like, we'll see how it goes though.
Okay. So looking at your schedule, looking at your remaining schedule, what is the matchup that you are looking forward to most?
Oh, by and large, week 13, Los Angeles Klefkis. I need revenge against Jerry so badly. I've lost, he's one of my best friends on Twitch and YouTube. I have lost to him. I've battled him 3 times, twice in draft format and once in OU, and I've lost all 3 times. Quite badly, I should have. Well, no, the season. So the first battle we had, he had just had Mega Gardevoir, got it into a nice position against one of my guys, and then just Mega Evolved Hyper Voice swept 5 Mons on my team. So that was fun.
Mega Gardevoir OP.
Yeah, and guess what team it's on now?
I fail to see your point.
Anyway, second time, which was playoff season 1, which I of course lost. I prepped heavily for Gardevoir. Matter of fact, I think I prepped 3 or 4 different Mons on my team to have something to handle Mega Gardevoir. I go in first turn, he sends out Gardevoir, I send out Milotic. I had done this in Sim a couple of times, like in Pokemon Showdown. I was like, okay, he Megas up, goes for Hyper Voice turn number 1, and I Mirror Coat. And I take it out because Hyper Voice does about 60 to 70%. Multiply that by 2, and that means dead Gardevoir. So, what do you know? First turn comes out, he switches out Gardevoir, does exactly as I predict, and it dies. So I was so happy. And then what do you know? He sends out Salamence. I predict it to, it uses its Yachi Berry after I hit it with my Hidden Power on my Hidden Power Ice on my Charizard Y, which, by the way, was a pretty cool thing to pull off. Other than that goddamn Yachi Berry there, like if that Yachi Berry wasn't there, that we would have been able to say Charizard Y killed a Salamence, and that would have been pretty cool. But instead of being smart and saying, okay, that Yachi Berry's gone, I can attack it again, I went, oh crap, it might have a Scarf, and switched out. And then Shaman came in and did what Shaman does, which is Seed Flare, BS, and won the game. So, the rest is history. But yeah, I am out for blood against that little Shaman, which is on the Landorus again. I hope to grind it into the dust.
Oh crap, it might have a Scarf.
No, honestly, Shaman runs very well with a Scarf. So
really I know. I've seen some weird sets with Shaman, like Castat Berry, Ender.
Oh god. Why?
Why?
Why? No. I understand that it's effective, just why?
Because draft format.
Because reasons.
Yeah, because reasons. So looking at your schedule now, the opposite question: who are you looking to facing the least?
Who am I looking forward to facing the least? Well, if going strictly off the scheduling here, I was actually really not looking forward to battling Jared, just because that Kyurem B was so
in your face,
so intimidating and in my face, and I was like, oh crap, I have no answer for this. That doesn't also get two-shot by him. Like you'd think Clefable, but you're like, wait, it can run Band Ironhead, just destroy my face. So I really wasn't looking forward to battling Jared. But of the teams that are left, I don't really know. None of them catch me off guard as like, oh god, I'm gonna die. But I'm like Kyle A, Anaheim A-Palms is a really big question mark for me, because sure, he lost the first week to A-Drive, but he's a pretty solid battler, and I haven't battled him at all. So I'm a little nervous just because I don't really know what to expect from that match. But like everybody else here, either A, isn't strictly a battle content PokeTuber, or B, I've played and beaten in the past.
Yeah.
So like Boston Celebes, Lancaster Castforms, I've beaten them both before. And then you got like Cincinnati Crobats, New York Clinks, Adelaide Umbreons. No offense to you guys.
You've already offended us enough by offering that awful trade in the beginning.
Not New York Clinks. Not New York Clinks.
The New York Kinks.
I said the New York Clinks, didn't I?
Yeah.
No, he has battle experience. What am I saying? That would be another one I'm a little nervous for. But the other ones are all. I've got the experience deficit over you guys. I've got this experience advantage.
Yeah.
So I think I'll be able to play well around them.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, like I said, there's no need to bid offense to us. I mean, you already offended us earlier with that awful trade with us.
What was I trying to trade you for, Caesar?
You were trying to trade us like Rotom Heat for Scizor or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. That was good times.
Yeah.
I really wish you would have taken it, because then I would have had a powerful core. It would have been so great.
He's like, yeah, I wanted Scizor, and I'm like,
Dragon Fire Steel Core with Caesar and Clefable, just GG.
We're like, the only steel type you have on your team is Ferroseed, Joe.
Hey, Ferroseed came through.
That's fine, but we don't have a stall team.
I don't have a stall team either. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't the Metapods. What are you talking about? Speaking of the Metapods.
Shots fired.
No, speaking of the Metapods, I am really afraid of having to battle Dan in the first round of the playoffs if and when, because what's likely going to happen is Dan's going to win gold. I'm projecting a second place finish in silver, guessing that, which means that, I'll be seed 3 or 4, he'll be seed 1 or 2, and there's about a 50-50 that we'll end up battling in the first round of the playoffs. And I've never battled A-Drive. I know he's really good, and I'm kind of nervous of getting blown back first round of the playoffs again, because I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to win this whole thing, but at the very least, get out of the first round of the playoffs is my like, first step goal, if you will.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, and kind of ending off the interview here, what's one thing that everyone might not know about you?
What is one thing that everybody might not know about me? I don't know. I'm a pretty open person. Like I kind of tend to just tell all kinds of stuff about me. So like kind of like my Twitch stream would know pretty much most of it by now. But I don't know. I always like to give the random little trivia fact of both grandparents, like both grandfathers on like both sides of my family have owned bowling alleys at one point. So kind of odd trivia there. I don't know. Everything else I'm pretty open about. So
Obviously 10-pin bowling alleys, because there's no such thing as what I bowl in Seattle, I would assume.
What do you bowl?
I bowl duck pin.
I don't even know what that is, so you're probably right.
We'll discuss that afterwards then.
Alrighty then, duck pin.
Duck pin bowling. And I know you already made one kind of earlier in the video, but if you were to make one bold prediction for the rest of the season, what is it?
Okay, so I won't count the one I just made, which was Duns Barcelona going on a 7 or 8 win streak in the latter half of the season. Let's see. Out of what's left here, I predict that. I mean, this might not sound very bold right now, but it definitely sounded pretty bold at the beginning of the season or preseason, and that's that TheBeastPokeBaller is going to win the blue division.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one showing the level of improvement that I would expect from a division champion. I could see Jerry and possibly either Elliot or maybe Chriselle. Chriselle's definitely shocked me a bit, pulling up the wild card and or the second place slot. But I think this division is Luke's to lose right now. So
2 weeks in, Luke's to lose. Got it.
Well, right now he's been playing pretty spot on.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
and he hasn't been winning with the same mon every week either. Like first week he destroyed with Bisharp, and second week he his McMortar came in and did a lot of work. So
yeah, that's kind of gonna end off the interview. Unless you have anything to add, Joe.
Nope, I'm really excited to go 2-0. Hopefully we'll make it 12-0. Yeah.
Wow, dang.
I'm not calling that a prediction. I'm calling that
a hopefulness.
Hopefulness, exactly.
Well, guys. Until next time, we will see you. If you guys do want to subscribe to Joe, all his links will be in the description below. Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. If you guys want to subscribe to me, my links will be in the description below as well. And I will eventually try and get either Joe or Poke to listen to me and put all of the NPA coaches in the description below as well, if you do want to check any of them out. So, until next time, guys, I'm Sleeping Knight 77, aka Kyle. And
I'm Joedor.
And you're Joedor. My apologies. And I'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Later. Love your faces.